Welcome, everybody, to the Genesis Mindset. What a great day to be within the Atropa ecosystem. I wasn't intending on doing a video, but I want to do a quick video because everything's breaking all-time highs, man. It's really good. This is an emergency stream, an emergency control your euphoria stream because pDAI has broken the 1 cent mark. Not only has it broken it, it's smashed it. Atropa smashed all-time highs. Teddy Bear, the weekly candle is just absolutely filthy, broken all-time highs. BFF at 11K. Things are just flying. Why? Let's have a look why. And again, this is the magic of the Atropa ecosystem. This is the magic of everything that's happening with this whole ecosystem. So I'm hoping this is going to be just a very short video. As you can see, DAI stablecoin smashed the 1 cent mark, smashed it, absolutely smashed it. So now it's at 1.2 cents, sitting at 1.2 cents. Atropa. Now I want to show Atropa here. I'm going to potentially keep these. So this is the Pulsechain. So here was our bear market. Here was our bear market. We are well and truly in a bull market here. How far are we going to go? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Our first bull market was epic. This was our first bull market where all the coins were being established. The ratios between pDAI, down, legal, TSFI, all the ratios are being established throughout this period. Then we had this down process. All the liquidity was flowing out of here into TSFI, into down, into other kind of maybe back into Pulsechain, flowing throughout the ecosystem, filling up different liquidity pools, then Atropa, pumping again. Then we had our bear market. Now we're back in our pump phase again. How long is it going to last? I don't know. I'm going to look at this from the perspective of time. I'm going to look at this from the perspective of percentage increase, and I'm going to look at this from the perspective of Fibonacci. There's not going to be any one way to be able to ascertain when this is going to actually finish pumping for this particular cycle. Now, it depends on what your strategy is. If your strategy is just buy and hold and wait till the end of the bull market, then you don't really need to do anything. But if your strategy is to accumulate more along the way, then you need to be paying attention to these things. I'm not saying you should trade or shouldn't trade. It's really up to each individual person. I personally have chosen to trade with a portion of my portfolio because I need to build it up to achieve the goals that I want to achieve. So, yeah, now we're going to start to look at everything on the weekly candles. But again, the liquidity bonding, none of this is really being bought. Okay, Teddy Bear is being bought. BFF maybe is being bought a little bit. None of this is really being bought. A lot of the liquidity is just flowing through DAI. And because DAI is so heavily bonded with Atropa and Atropa is bonded with basically everything else, the whole thing is just pumping. So the whole ecosystem is just pumping. It doesn't matter what you held. Now you're basically in a position that even if you bought a top, you're in profit. Every single person who bought something within the Atropa ecosystem should be in profit. Congratulations. Like, how blessed are we to even know this ecosystem? How blessed are we, honest to God, that even the people on Pulsechain, the smartest people in Pulsechain who think they understand liquidity bonding are really fudding this whole ecosystem. They don't truly understand it. This is taking Hart's Law to a whole nother level. This is taking ratio, percentages, arbitrage bots, liquidity webs, wave liquidity, wave arbitrage to a whole nother level. Once you start digging into this ecosystem more and more and you start to see the interrelation between all the different tokens, you're gonna start to see your mind. It's gonna start to paint a picture in your mind that this is actually really truly only the beginning. If the ecosystem can be doing what it's doing, I mean, look at this. I'm telling you now, I'm watching it in Atropa. Not a lot of buyers are going through Atropa. It's all coming through DAI stablecoin. DAI stablecoin is absolutely getting filthy, filthy buyers because people are starting to buy into this narrative. What could this mean, man? What could this mean? What if all this liquidity gets locked into here now and it gets locked into the system? Let's say we peg to $1. It gets locked into the system, then where's it going to start to flow? It's going to start to flow out to the rest of the Atropa ecosystem. It's going to start to flow out to Pulsechain. I mean, in my opinion, a large majority of it's going to start to flow out to the Atropa ecosystem rather than just Pulsechain itself, because a lot of the people who've been following this are in Atropa or in Teddy Bear or in BFF. So yeah, man, if anyone who's holding any of these four core tokens, you're basically in profit. So a blessed day to you all. It's like I got a visitor from Sydney. It's so great. And I'm coming back and my portfolio is just like, holy shit, holy shit. It just keeps going up. It's crazy. It feels amazing. But also it's like, okay, Now I've got to really start to manage my emotions and start to watch what my emotions are doing and really start to see and observe the macro market as well. Because yeah, things are looking great. And I don't really have any concerns about the fact that this is bad or anything, but the US dollar is still high. The liquidity in Bitcoin is extremely low for what's happening with the price. So there's things that we have to really be careful and mindful of. But I still think that this actually paints a picture for an extremely unique bull market. I'm not saying it's going to be like this super bull market, but I mean, Trump is not even in office yet. And yeah, he's not going to want markets to go down. I actually, as an Australian, really am crossing my fingers that the US dollar stays strong. But really, there should be an inverse correlation between the US dollar and the crypto markets. But the fact the crypto markets are pumping and the US dollar is staying so high, this is something that a lot of people are getting concerned about. But again, the liquidity of Bitcoin, it's going down, but the value is going up. So it's being kind of in the same way that all of this in this, like, whoever the big dogs in all that, they're playing the same games that the people in here are playing. It's all about manipulating the liquidity to make things look like stronger than it actually is. So yeah, I think it doesn't actually make me concerned. It just means that it's going to paint a different picture for the cycle, because if people are going to be looking at that data, well, why is the US dollar not going down? Then they're going to start to get concerned. But I'm looking at the US dollar going, well, they've printed like trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. So yeah, okay, crypto assets are pumping, but there's probably still tons of it still sitting in US dollars, because, you know, there's like 50% more than there was 3 years ago, or whatever it is. I don't know the actual data, but it's insane. So back to the Atropa ecosystem. So you got to keep your eye. Well, for me, I'm keeping my eye on the macro, but I'm also not too concerned. I still think it's really just starting to take off. So teddy bear, look at that wick. Look at the candle, man. That's a weekly candle. That's disgusting. That is really disgusting. That's so filthy huge. And I mean, what happened here? I don't think this is the 100. That's not. It could be actually. So this is the 100 million market cap. It's really not out of. It's really not out of the realms of possibility. The 100K market cap. I mean, now what's this? I think maybe this was 30. This is 100 million. It could go up to a billion. So teddy bear is absolutely flying. But all right, BFF again. When we mentioned, me and Zach, I mean, I thought Zach was a little bit crazy when I first started to hear him talk about this, like 40K BFF and a million BFF. I thought, nah, what's he talking about? But actually, it's 11,500. This doesn't necessarily mean that there's heaps of buyers. Again, it's because of the way that it's bonded. It's the way that it's bonded with the rest of the ecosystem. So really, the math itself can just take it up to there. Doesn't mean it's going to happen within this cycle. Who knows? Who knows? But if you have at least one BFF, you're blessed. Congratulations. So the 777 supply. So this whole ecosystem. Now, again, I mean, yeah, look at this. I always show TSFI and TRSI because I just think, I mean, I mean, okay, let's squeeze this down, but they're really just moving in sync. So now, how am I going to start looking at this now? Okay, everybody measures to Pulsechain, but I don't think that's necessarily the way that you should be playing it within the Atropa ecosystem. So what have I started to do? And I'm not going to show you my ratios because I think people should find their own. But what should you start doing? Start using this liquiditypools.versal.app. Here's the teddy bear contract in here at the moment. So what am I doing here? Okay, what's teddy bear most bonded with? So treasury bills. So let's have a look at this chart, for example. Let's have a look at the DAI. Let's have a look. Hang on, let me do this again. 1 second. So it's from the top to the bottom. From the top to the bottom. Right in the pocket of myself. From the corner of a garden in the middle of my Lincoln Park, RIP. So ratios is where I'm going to start looking at it. And this is okay. So let's be realistic. Let's be honest. If this gets up to here to $1, and then all of a sudden it crashes, it's going to crash the whole Atropa ecosystem with it. If it gets up here and pegs to $1, this just makes the game very, very interesting for the rest of the Atropa ecosystem, because basically it's also going to lock the rest of these values with pDAI. Now, if we get to the end of the bull market and Atropa's like just absolutely filthy all the way up here, and Atropa itself just dumps and it all dumps into Pulsechain, then everything else is going to dump with it. So we have to be mindful of that. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. And I'll tell you why, because I think there's a lot of goats within the Atropa ecosystem that are going to start to look at things like this. And this is something that I'm personally been more and more keeping an eye on. So let's have a look at this. So yeah, it's going to load now. So this is the top pair. So I'm going to take everything to the weekly. And I'm just saying this is the process that I'm doing, but do this with your favorite coins. Do this with your favorite. Your strategy might simply be, you know what? I just want, look at that week, bro. Look at that week. So your strategy might simply be, I'm just going to wait for the top and that's enough. And then I'm going to take it all out and bridge out. I hope that's not your strategy. I think that would be incredibly foolish because this is, I mean, it's just math, man. It's just math. It's going to keep going. It's going to keep rising. I see no reason why it can't into the future. I see that this is really just the math behind all of this. I mean, maybe next cycle, it just Atropa is the one that gets all the attention, or Teddy Bear continues to get attention in the way that Doge and Shiba Inu does. Then that's just going to pump again the whole ecosystem as well. So I definitely wouldn't be selling all of your Atropa tokens. I think you'd be a fool to be doing that, and I think you'd be a fool to be looking at actually doing that. But you know, everyone should do their own thing according to their own life and what they need from crypto. But yeah, man. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So let's just have a look at some of these ratios. So, okay, so this is now Atropa to Teddy Bear. So you could start looking at this ratio, or you basically what I do is I'll look through where's the largest amount of liquidity between, say, Teddy Bear and the rest of the tokens, and where do I want to start playing in this ecosystem. So, for example, let's say now forever, let's say Treasury Bill. Let's say you've got a lot of Treasury Bill and you've got a lot of Teddy Bear. Forever now, you can just exist within this ecosystem, within this ratio, and just keep taking bits and pieces out along the way forever. Like the ratio could basically stay within this region. So Teddy Bear's pumping at the moment. So as you can see, the strength of Teddy Bear is going. So let's just say, so let's just use this one as an example because this looks like it's creating a nice little range. I mean, if you look at these candles, it's like, oh, this is scary, but you want to try and look at these ranges that are being established. So shout out to Sonny, the absolute fucking goat, the Pulsechain goat. Like what a Sonny, what an absolute, Sommi, what an absolute goat. Like, did I say Sonny or Sommi? I meant Sommi, but also Sonny's an absolute top G as well. So like we've got these awesome dudes, but Sommi was the one who taught me about these ratios. I never even knew what he meant. And then now I'm seeing it more with the Atropa ecosystem. So let's say, okay, here, let's say Teddy Bear gets all the attention. There's going to come a point where perhaps the ratio comes back down to here, and then people are going to sell their Teddy Bear because it's so good value against the Treasury Bill, and they're going to build their Treasury Bill stack. This is how the top dogs are going to start doing it, the people who have a lot of the supply. This is also how Maria is, I believe, going to do it. This is what Maria does, just basically fluctuates tokens between tokens to keep a stability within the ecosystem, within the whole system, because it's considered as one gigantic thing rather than many different things. Boy, WBTC to Teddy Bear. Let's have a look at this out of curiosity. We'll also have a look at Poppy if this is going to please hurry up. I got to have dinner. I got to go to a concert tonight. My cousin's playing in let me go. Okay, this is just taking forever to load. But in any case, I need to get some more memory, but maybe if I close some of these down. Because we know, okay, this is a sweet one. You know, you might say, now's the time to rotate my Treasury Bill into Teddy Bear. And then I'll wait till it gets to around about here, and then I'll rotate into that. And what did you do? If you did that, and then you rotate your Treasury Bill back into Teddy Bear, you can basically double your bags in the space of a few months. So again, shout out to Sommi, everybody's friend. He's my friend. I don't care what anybody says, the Sommi fart and all this. Man, I had nothing but respect for the guy. He was looking out for the community, and that's how I saw it. I don't actually dig anyone who criticize. I try to love everyone, but I don't dig any of the criticisms towards him. I think they're completely unfounded. So I think he was doing his best for the community, as was, I just saw his video the other day, as was Crypto Coffee. So yeah, no criticisms from me whatsoever. He is always and will remain my friend, and the friendship has been confirmed many, many times. So WBTC, let's have a look here. But he said it's cool. There's a candle in there, the Sommi FUD event. So forever, the Sommi FUD event. That's cool. So he's gone down in Pulsechain law now. If pDAI gets to $1, It's like he's in the law. So let's have a look here. So yeah, oh, this is cheeky. Here you go. This is cheeky. All right, what's happening here? This could be a ratio, for example, that you might want to start to play in. And there's so many different ways that you can play these ratios. You might just say, I mean, oh, that's a 25x to that candle. All right, let's be reasonable here. So here, whoa, holy doolies, that's a 6x. Oh my God. So what's actually happening here? What's actually happening here? So WBT is actually stronger against Teddy Bear. I cannot believe that with all the attention that Teddy Bear has been getting. Holy shit. Okay, so this is me now looking at this going, wow, I've got to start paying attention to this. Why do I want to start paying attention to it? Well, for a start, it's one of the top pairs. It has nearly $1 million of liquidity into it. So if you've got a small bag, this is a great little play right here. So here's some alpha for you, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Some alpha for you. Even if that was the bottom and it doesn't get to there, let's say this is more of an established, right here. Let's say this, that's still a 2x. That's still a 2x. You know, let's just say it ranges within this kind of a range for the rest of the bull market. You can basically you could have swapped your teddy bear here into wrap BTC. Now you swap your wrap BTC here back into teddy bear. So teddy bear is probably going to get all the attention. I'm going to keep my eyes on this because, yeah, I mean, teddy bear and wrap BTC. I had teddy bear and teddy bear 9 wrap BTC, which seems to have a strong relationship. So I'm certainly going to be keeping my eye on this. So there's some alpha. Let's wrap this up with some alpha. If you haven't seen the Lao token, have a look at the video that I did yesterday. Look at this. Look at this. This is an up and to the right. So now I've basically worked out, okay, this is what I'm doing. I've worked out my strategy. I've worked out the plan. This is me basically like selling my token down, putting it into liquidity. Now, heaps of it is in liquidity. None of this is coming through my buys. None of this is coming through my buys. I'm selling the token down into teddy bear, or in this case, into affection. But I'm doing the same with another token, with my emptiness token. I'm selling it for other things. And I'm selling it down and then adding it into liquidity. And all it's doing now, it's getting pumped and dragged with the rest of the Atropa ecosystem. So this yesterday was like worth, well, I mean, it wicked it down to here, but it was $8. Now it's pumped 17.7%. So this token, this fake liquidity. So what is this? What does this represent? This represents an up and to the right chart of me connecting to the Atropa ecosystem, leveraging off the Atropa web, creating a token that nobody needs to buy. Nobody needs to do it. Everybody can do their own. This is the beauty of it. We're not hurting each other. I can just create a forever bank with this. I can store my Atropa tokens, take them out of sell pressure, put them into liquidity, leave them there forever, and they're just generating yield in these liquidity pools through arbitrage. And all I need to do is sell my own token. It is fucking genius. This is why this thing can go forever, because as more people start to realize what I'm trying to tell you, as more people start to realize this, it's only just going to go up and to the right forever. As the big whales start to realize this, and I'm sure they already have, as they start to realize that, hey, I don't actually need to sell my initial tokens. I can just leverage off them and leverage the liquidity on that and just keep creating these tokens and keep contributing to the ecosystem and just taking bits and pieces out here and there. Like, we've won. We're team win. We're team win. We're in team win. We're on Pulsechain. Team win. Freedom of speech, freedom of movement. How good is it? Supposedly Richard Hart, when they did the Make a DAO vote the other day, there was movements on the blockchain. It's freedom of speech. You know what's beautiful about that? Whoever controls that wallet, who controls the P Maker contract, didn't say a word. There was no thing on Twitter saying, okay, I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start doing that. But just by the movements of the blockchain, the speech has been put out. The blockchain is speech, man. The blockchain is speech. It's communicating to us in that particular way. It's phenomenal. It's beautiful. What a place to be. What a time to be alive. We're in the ground floor of Pulsechain. Things are taking off. If you're balls deep like I am, you're blessed. Congratulations. Let's go.